Welcome back. We are now ready to do actual examples. Behind me, I have our first example. It's an even problem. And of course, you do all the odd problems, right? We can have a conference talk next week. Please come prepared. Please do a bunch of odd examples. You can look at these videos to help you. Okay, so here's our integral. So the integral of x over y ds, right, over the curve c. So what is the curve c? Well, it's x equals t cubed, y equals t to the fourth power. Okay, and this is exercise 2 from section 16.2. Okay, well, step 1 in a math problem. You write it down. Step 2, you cry, right, and you give up. No, you don't. Think back to your definition. So the definition was f x t y t dx dt squared dy dt squared dt. Okay? This is your formula. Sometimes it can be difficult to connect the abstract formula to the actual example. So I'm here to show you that. Well, what is our function? This is our function. This whole thing here is that. Well, I want to write this in terms of t. So there I have it. So what that means is I'm going to write x and y here. But instead of x and y, right, I'm going to write x and y in terms of t. So x in the numerator is t cubed. X in the denominator is t to the fourth power, right? And then I need to have the derivative of x and y with respect to t. So the derivative of x with respect to t is 3t squared, and the derivative with respect to y, this is 4t cubed. Okay, so now we're just going to plug it in, right? So square this, so I get 9t to the fourth power plus 16t to the third power squared, right? And when I square that whole thing, right, the power comes inside and they multiply, right? So that's going to be to the sixth power. Okay? And then I'll write dt. Okay, so how do I do this? Well, I need to replace the c by what? ab. And ab is 1 and 2. Okay, so now we're just going to clean up the integral. Very simple. So 1 to 2 cubed over fourth, that's just that. Okay, now let's look at this. What can I factor out? Well, it seems I can factor out t to the fourth power, and then I have 9 plus 16t squared. Okay? dt. Okay, good. Okay. So the square root of t to the fourth power is just t squared. So I'm going to rewrite this as 1 to 2 t squared over t. So this t right here comes from that t. And this t squared is the square root of t to the fourth power. So I should be left over with 9 plus 16t to the second power dt. Okay, and And obviously t squared over t is just t. So I'm going to erase that, and now I just have t. Okay, so let's wrap this up. What is this? This is u. U equals 9 plus 16 t squared. Du equals 32t dt. Okay, so I could multiply by 32, divide by 32, right? And then this is dt, and this is square root of u, and the rest is trivial. Okay, so that's it for the first example. See you in the next video.